Hello, everyone. Today, let's delve into the study of marketing. We will focus on the chapter about marketing research process and data analysis. In this chapter, we will mainly cover 5 aspects. Marketing research, collection of secondary marketing data, collection of primary marketing data, multivariate statistical techniques, and measurement scales, 5 key points. I'll share these with you all. So, what is marketing research? Let's talk about the meaning and content of marketing research. The concept of marketing research is the systematic design, collection, analysis, and reporting of data related to a company's marketing activities and research findings. It primarily involves identifying market characteristics, developing market potential, analyzing market share, and analyzing market competition. Marketing and competitive analysis are conducted on these 4 levels. Techniques of marketing research. What does the marketing research process include? It mainly involves 5 aspects. First, to conduct marketing research, we need to define the marketing problem and the content of the research. Prepare a research plan. Collect information. Once information is collected, it must be analyzed. Present the research findings and make marketing decisions. This involves 6 interconnected steps. 6 steps that are closely linked together. The second key point is about the collection of secondary marketing data. So, secondary data are data that have been processed and organized. The main sources of secondary data come from which aspects? Primarily 4 aspects. Corporate internal information systems, our product distributors, advertising agencies, and industry associations information systems. Includes government publications or commercial trade publications. Originating from these, there are also companies that specialize in providing marketing information. These 4 aspects are the sources of secondary data. After receiving secondary data, we need to evaluate its standards. How to assess the effectiveness of this data? It's evaluated based on impartiality, objectivity, effectiveness, and reliability, the degree of trustworthiness. Data is assessed on these 3 dimensions. The third key point is about the collection of primary marketing data. Firstly, what is its source? Observational studies, by observing related human behaviors and environments, as well as ongoing, specific marketing activities. This method collects primary data and has its advantages, but it also has its disadvantages. The disadvantage is the difficulty in capturing the inner information of the observed subjects. The second method is experimental research. So, what is experimental research? It involves introducing selected stimuli into a controlled environment, and then systematically varying the intensity of the stimuli to measure customers' behavioral responses. This method is more microscopic. Experimental methods mainly consist of 4 parts. 1 is the subject of the experiment, the input of the experiment, the input of the environment, and most importantly, the results, the output of the experiment. These 4 aspects. The main types of experimental design include 5 kinds. The first is the simple time series experiment. The second is the repeated time series experiment. The third is the pre-test and post-test control group analysis. Then there's factorial design. And finally, the Latin square design. These are the 5 main types. The third method is survey research. Survey research includes what kind of process? Mainly 4 aspects. determining the purpose of the study, formulating the research strategy. After formulating the strategy, we need to collect and analyze data to form our research report through the data. The entire process consists of these 4 steps. In our reality, our survey methods include simple ones, such as door-to-door interviews, street intercept interviews, traditional telephone surveys, and those assisted by computers, computer-assisted telephone interviews, as well as fully automated telephone surveys. Additionally, there are mail surveys and online surveys. Online surveys are now more commonly used. The 4th chapter is about multivariate statistical techniques. This is also quite important. Here, we first need to address 2 aspects: methods for comprehensive service evaluation and methods for service prediction. Methods for comprehensive evaluation involve analyzing various characteristics of a matter and the interrelations among these characteristics, summarizing the related data into a few comprehensive characteristic values. This involves extensive data processing and possibly the use of statistical software. For comprehensive analysis, which involves a lot of data processing and might also involve certain statistical software for a comprehensive analysis. The second type is the method for service prediction. It involves listing the characteristics and categorizing them into explanatory variables and dependent variables based on the information derived from the explanatory variables. A method to predict the dependent variables. This is the predictive service method. Then, the 5th aspect is about measurement scales. Here, we'll briefly answer 4 questions. The first is nominal measurement, which categorizes items based on certain attributes, a simple classification, where categories are parallel and mutually exclusive. This scale of measurement is a criterion for belonging. A parallel relationship scale is the basis for inclusion or exclusion. This is a foundation. The second is ordinal scale, which can determine the relative ranking of categories or order, evaluating if A is better than B. As a criterion, is A better than B right? This is a judgment of superiority. The third is interval scale, which allows for the precise measurement of the distance between values, offering more accuracy. The fourth is ratio scale, which, besides having all the characteristics of the above 3 scales, also has an absolute 0 point. These 4 methods. So, let's briefly review. In this chapter, on marketing research process and data analysis, we discussed 5 key points. The meaning and content of marketing research. The techniques of marketing research. The second aspect is the collection of secondary marketing data. The main sources from 4 aspects. The standards for evaluating secondary data. The dimensions in 3 aspects. The collection of primary marketing data. Observational studies, experimental studies, and our survey studies in 3 dimensions. Additionally, the multivariate statistical techniques and the 4 methods of measurement scales. In this chapter, we've simply introduced these contents. This lesson ends here. Thank you, everyone.